Hey guys, it's Danny, and today I want to show you the most beautiful Phalaenopsis orchids of life. Now, of course, that's only in my opinion. It's a personal taste here. And if you know me, you know I like autumn colors. I like yellows, I like oranges, brick, brownie, oranges, all of those nice stuff, not necessarily purples. Well, I think I just hit the jackpot. I got myself 3 orchids that look absolutely superb. One of them I've been looking for years and years. I never thought I would find it. I only saw it in pictures, and everybody who had it was in the United States. So I thought, alrighty, maybe it's not something for Europe then. But big was my surprise when I entered my local flower shop. It's not even a garden center, and I found it. This one. Oh yes, you guys. I told you a while back that my favorite contrast of all is actually the yellow and white, and not any type of yellow, but the orangey yellow and white. That's why I adore the Pulcherima and I want to buy it at some point. I am very picky, so I'm looking for one in particular. This one ticks all the boxes for me because it is that beautiful golden yellow and it has a white center. So let's start with this one. I have IDs for 2 of them, or I think I have at least, but let's talk a little bit about them, take them separately, and give you a close-up. Alrighty, so first of all, the yellow one. I don't know where to start. This one has such a beautiful contrast and such a beautiful color. It's a very golden, almost orangey, but actually more golden yellow that you've ever seen in your life. And golden yellows on orchids are pretty rare, I think, in my opinion. I've just seen stark yellows or greeny yellows more than this type of yellow. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, it just appears to me that yellow is not a common color with orchids, this golden yellow, and I'm really stoked whenever I see it. I have a suspicion that this is the Phalaenopsis Sogo Golden. At least this is the one that I had in my mind. There are a few others that look quite similar, but there are a few details that make me think that this might actually be the Sogo Golden. There is the variety which is awarded Fangtastic. So in any case, even if it's not that particular one, it looks very similar. So if you ever see that one for sale, it really just looks almost like this one. There is another one that I forgot the name of. It appears to me that it doesn't have so much white here, but there is another thing that makes me think this is actually the Sogo Golden. I really hope it translates on the camera. Let me see. Alrighty. So this is a fresher flower. Let's try to reduce a little bit this contrast. This is a fresh flower. Do you see it has a more stark yellow, a more greeny yellow? The older the flower gets, the more golden it becomes. You see that? Usually it's the other way around. It's very intensely colored when it opens and then it fades into a more washed out color. No, this one is exactly the other way around. So there we have it, another freshly opened flower, and here a very old, or not very old, but older flower. Do you see the difference in color? And it's not that the old flower is about to fade and it goes into that yellowish color. No, it's actually the proper color of the orchid. So fresh flowers are greeny yellow, older flowers are that beautiful goldeny yellow that I just adore. And isn't she just breathtaking? Yes, she is. So the orchid herself looks like a typical complex hybrid. Maybe the leaves remind me a little bit of the Leodoro in the sense that they're lighter colored. So yeah, now that I look at it, she is actually more light than the other 2. If you've ever had the Leodoro, I think it looks exactly like that. The leaves are glossy, they're light green, and the flower spikes are not very tall, but they're not short either. So it's not like a novelty. The flower itself is not incredibly big. I would say maybe around 6 centimeters in diameter, which is fine because it is waxy. It does have texture. Not a whole lot, but definitely it's not very sensitive and floofy. And I prefer it that way. I prefer the more compact, tinier flowered, stronger flowered types of Phalaenopsis. You might know I do like my novelties. And this really ticks the boxes. About fragrance, she's fragrant. Yay! But it's not like the Bellina or Violacea. She smells, to me at least, like apples, sweet apples. Also, the perfume is very mild. It's not gonna fill up the room. maybe something like the Schilleriana, maybe not even as much. So don't expect a very, very big fragrance. If you like subtlety, you will like this one as well. And oh my goodness, I cannot tell you how happy I am to finally have it. By the way, it does actually have a brand here. This is Green Balance. Do you remember what other orchid I have from this brand? It's the Picotee, the Peloric Picotee, and I did see that they actually have pretty interesting hybrids. They don't necessarily go for the white pinks. They have these pretty interesting hybrids, so it's a brand to keep your eyes on if you've ever seen it, because I do believe they're a little different. Alrighty then, let's talk about this orange beauty now. The commercial name for this one actually is Brick, and I'm not sure how it translates on camera because my camera has some issues with the reds. And this orchid is borderline orange, red. It's a combination of many things, but she is really, really pretty. She has this lighter center. It's a bit yellowish, this center, and the flowers are typical complex hybrid. They're not waxy, they're pretty sensitive, but I've seen worse than this. And also, do you see that veining? That's a very common trait of the complex hybrids. So with this one, I just went for the color. Other than that, she really just looks like any other complex hybrid. She is big, you can see, and also has a dark green foliage. Naturally, it's not a light thing, but I really liked the color of the flowers. It's not really all that often that I find orange, brick orange Phalaenopsis orchids, so I do want to keep in my collection those Phalaenopsis which I actually like. And this is definitely one of them. I do suspect she can create a nice cascade of blooms. I'm not sure about this one, but the orange, the brick orange one, I'm pretty sure it can do that. So we'll see next year. Hopefully I do a good job in creating a beautiful display. This one is not fragrant. I don't sense anything coming from it. So I really think it's a normal complex hybrid that just happens to have a beautiful color. And the last one of the lot, I do not have an ID for this one, which is a shame because look at those flowers. This has a brown color combined with a little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange. It's just amazing. And this one has again those waxy flowers. So and so, it's not as waxy as the other one, but definitely it's not a fluffy flower. And do you see on the back the sepals? They are brown actually. I remember that I did have a brown Phalaenopsis 5 years ago and I don't remember what happened to it. But this just reminds me of that one. And of course we have the white center, which I really like. The lip is orange. Do you see that? She has an orange lip, which I adore. Other than that, the orchid looks like a complex hybrid yet again. But I just went for the flowers. As you can see, we do have 2 flower spikes, but not many flowers. So I suspect this again is not that type of orchid which can produce beautiful cascading flower spikes. It's more of I don't know, maybe I shouldn't call them novelties or close to novelties because I don't know what's in their parentage. There's a very specific parentage for the novelties. But what can I say? I really like it. And it's not like I've seen many of these around. Just look at that color. She's absolutely beautiful. This one has a hint of a fragrance that I cannot really put my finger on. None of these orchids actually properly smell like a perfume or something. They're just very mildly fragrant. And this one is just nice. A little floral, a little appley, I don't know. It is a bonus. It doesn't smell like nothingness, but really, if you ever see this one, don't expect much of a fragrance. I would just purchase it for the beautiful flowers, the beautiful colors. They're so autumny, aren't they? And it's weird because it's the beginning of summer and I'm already thinking of autumn, but there we have it. I am into autumn colors and these Phalaenopsis orchids just made my day. Unplanned purchase, of course, but I just had to. They were the only ones of their kinds. This one I kind of seen a few times, the orange one, so at least here in Europe it might be more popular. These ones on the other hand, no. And that one over there, I've been waiting 5 years for it. I knew it existed, but never ever saw it for sale. Well, there we go. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you just have to be in the right place at the right time. Reason why it's always good to visit flower shops. You never know, right? So alrighty guys, this has been the video for today, yet another little haul. But who can pass on these orchids, right? Especially this one. This one is my new favorite right now, my new favorite, all-time favorite actually, Phalaenopsis. Just look at that color, it's just so yummy. If only she would have been fragrant as lemons or citrus or something, right? That would have been great. But it's okay. It's actually really hard to take my eyes off of it. Alrighty, let's end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my new purchases, gave you some ideas for your wish lists, what to look for. And if you have an ID for this one, I'm all ears. Just leave me a comment. So you know the drill. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe to my channel for regular orchid videos. And if you'd like YouTube to notify you whenever I post a new video, just make sure that all notifications are on for my channel. And hopefully YouTube will let you know. And with that said, I'll see you all next time. Bye!